So last week I had two contortion gigs where I was doing apparatus called lollipop lyra, which is this big hoop that sits on a stick. Lets me do all sorts of bendy things in an air where people can see me. It's really fun. And for one of the gigs, I had an idea to film myself to show what I typically do for a warm-up, for warming up before performing contortion. So this next video that you'll see is about 22-ish minutes of my warm-up routine for my legs, my back, my shoulders, condensed to about 2.5 minutes. So it's very, very fast. This is not a video to tell you that this is the warm-up routine that you should do, because your warm-up is specific to your body, your flexibility levels, where you have tightness and need to warm up, and what types of skills you're going to be doing. But I think it's a really interesting illustration for other contortionists to see what types of things that I typically do before I perform. I will let you know the lighting is kind of funky in the video because this is at the Guthrie Theater in Minneapolis outside of the Amber Room, which has these really cool amber colored windows, but that means the lighting in the video is a little bit awkward. You can still see everything fine, but let's take a look. So here I am getting started with some back lunges with a knee kick. Lunges are one of my favorite full body warm-ups, followed by straight-legged good mornings. These are really, really good for hamstring warm-ups. I also like general hip mobilizations like knee circles, hip circles, that sort of thing. This is a femoral nerve glide followed by some Lungini taps. Do these on both legs. Then I also do my nerve glides for my sciatic nerve. Just right here. So this is a nerve glide and a nerve tensioner. I have a bit of nerve tension in both my femoral and sciatic nerve, so I have to make sure I do all my nerve stuff before I do my deep stretching. For those of you who've done classic, you know I love doing splits with my hips elevated on blocks. These are pulses with the front leg, the back leg, so active for both legs, followed by a passive lying down split stretch. You can see that my right leg is way flexier than the left. I can get it super flat. For my middle splits, I need to warm up my glutes particularly. So I like things like fire hydrants, and I do lots of work in my Frogger. With my regular Frogger, half middle split, full middle splits, variations of over splits with peanut blocks, all that good stuff. I also make sure I do my regular splits as over splits, both with blocks under the front leg, maybe with something active like lifting my hips, as well as block under the back leg, which I find more challenging. And I need to make that one active by doing knee taps as well. Once my legs are warmed up, that's when I usually move on to back and shoulders. I really like shoulder flossing, both with a flat back and a cat-cow back, a bunch of variations of arm pulses. I also have an old rotator cuff injury in my left shoulder, so I do lots of things with a band for my rotator cuff on both shoulders, but do a little extra flexor for that left arm because it needs a little extra love. Things for my internal rotation, external rotation. Here I'm using the pole as a base. Some things I can use my foot as a base, like these robot arms. Do a bunch of these on both sides. I also really like back extensions for active back flexibility. I actually half-assed it. I only did like 10 to 20 today. Arm lifts, I do lots of these for my shoulders anytime I need to reach overhead. Cat-cow, disco cow. Twists, I always do these for my upper back. Help me release my upper back. Floaty birds are the mean version of back extensions. You can see I didn't do that many. These are bridge swoops, bridge rocks, butt drops, mobility work in my bridge to make sure I'm feeling good. Cobra roll-ups, both in my low cobra to make sure I'm hitting my upper back, and my high cobra, getting my lower back engaged as well. Really nice for the squeeziness. And then the litmus test for me, for really when I'm back bending to see how warmed up I am, is how many drop backs from standing can I do? If I'm having a stiffer day, doing like 2 to 3 drop backs, maybe feeling like a bit of a challenge. If I'm having a good back bending day, I can bust out like 10 drop backs as part of my warm up. They feel strong, they feel controlled, breathing feels good. So I really like including those in my warm up so that I know how my body is feeling, whether I need more work or whether I don't. If you're a bendy performer, I'd love to hear what kind of drills you like to do in your warm-up. What's in your must-have repertoire? If you've got anything that's different than what I do, please let me know in the comments. Always curious to see what other folks do. And if everyone else, if you like this style of video, it's fun to film. I just recently figured out how to do the whole like little video within the larger video thing. So if you like this, also let me know in the comments, and I'll do more stuff like this in the future.